Welcome to the Panic Room, where we talk about all things panic-inducing. I am the Queen of Panic. Warning, some episodes may contain content that may be disturbing to others. Viewer discretion is advised. Now let the games begin. This diary was found open on a laptop with instructions on where to post it and how. The owner's identity was never uncovered, as the laptop was found in a public library. Patrons who were at the library on the day the laptop was discovered stated that they never saw anyone come in with it or leave without it. No body was discovered. The diary. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Hanlon's razor. An ordinary day. Any worthwhile journey starts with an ordinary day. This is something I used to hear the writers at my work say. I was a graphic programmer. At the height of my hubris, I considered myself a god of sorts. It was easy to let the ability to make entire worlds go to your head. But, come to think of it, I wonder if I was the only one to take such a view of that work. But I digress, as I have come to do quite frequently in my old age. Now, where was I? Oh yes, an ordinary day. The ordinary days of my life stack in the thousands. That is to say, very few of my days were weird. Though my nieces and nephews, my brothers and sisters, view my loss of memory with trepidation, I see it as a blessing. The ordinary days are all that remain for me, and all that I can remember is ordinary. I live 350 days out of the year. 359 if it's a leap year. Although I do not remember why or how. A week is always missing from my life. 1 week for each year that passes. I don't think it was always this way. But it is not for me to know. What is that old saying? Ignorance is bliss. Ah, and such bliss. I know that I don't know, which is a paradox to most. If you know that you don't know, wouldn't you want to find out what you have forgotten? I have tried, though only once in a foolish attempt to regain what could be a whole year of my life. And now I understand. If only at the most subconscious of levels. You see, when I was younger, in my 30s, I kept a diary, still somehow believing that the events of my exceedingly ordinary life would be of interest to others. I've tried to read over my diaries, to see where this phenomenon had started. They're all stored in a text file on my desktop, though I have stopped making entries, as the boldness of my youth has left me. The file stands at 27,259 pages, with just over 1 week completely invisible to me. The text stops suddenly at the end of July and begins again after the first week of August. A large break exists where the text should be, and highlighting the areas suggests that I have something written there. I do not remember what happened during that week. I do not want to remember. I don't know why I don't want to remember, but it feels as if I have put a large locked door there. I do not dare open it, as the strength and intensity of the door is far too overbearing. This same emptiness repeats at the same week every year, but this is the only year where something was written. The rest is perfectly ordinary. I have learned by showing this to others that the text exists in the blank space for anyone but me. I'm going to die today. It's not something I fear, and I know it will be peaceful, as all that could be anything but has been spent. I don't know why I know this, but I know this. I am supposed to, even though I am not. I also know that on the balancing second between life and death, when I am transitioning between worlds, I will see what has happened, and I will know the truth. This is the price I must pay for the ordinary life I've lived. A life made to remain perfectly ignorant of what I know, of what we know. I also know that I must share my experience. I have yet to let anyone read beyond but a fragment of that first week, and all that was read was without meaning, although I know that is a lie to say it has no meaning. If you think I've done this with malice, then I'm truly sorry. Please know malice was not my intent. If you think I've done this with care, then I'm truly sorry, as this holds no such soft place. If you think I've done this with ignorance, then I'm truly sorry, because you are right. 31 July 8:47 a.m. Good morning, diary. Another ordinary day. Actually, not really. As you know, the crunch time has hit, and it's hit me rather hard. I've had to take a leave of absence due to stress. HR and my boss weren't happy about it in the least. But I couldn't stay in the office for another hour, let alone a week. I promised I would still assist with the programming, but it's all been a bit too much, too soon. My parents only passed 2 weeks ago, and my brothers and sisters still won't talk to me. They know I've never been social, and it seems they intend to help keep it that way. At any rate, as I'm so prone to saying, I'm going to take today to relax and work on the main batch executable they sent me. It appears, somewhere deep inside, there is a call line referencing a file path that doesn't exist. The program launches, but after a couple minutes, eats up a huge amount of memory. Our code checkers are listing that call line as the #1 problem. The only really strange things about this error are the facts that 1. It's not putting up an error like it's supposed to. 2. Each checker put out a different number for the call line that is causing this, which shouldn't be possible. On a happier note, Rose asked me to meet for coffee. I could use a break with a good friend. 2:07 p.m. I met Rose for some coffee, but she seemed distant. She kept talking about something she realized that was distracting her. I asked what it was, but she just smiled at me and told me not to worry. I asked her how the office was. She didn't answer. She instead asked me to pick her up from work in 3 days. I asked why. She said her car would be in the shop, and it was important that I come and get her. She wouldn't say why it was important, just that it was. The weirdest was when she left. I asked if she was all right again. She just said she was really sorry and that I'd see her in 4 days. She's always been a bit eccentric, but this? Oh well, I just hope she's okay. 1 August 3:29 a.m. This is too weird for words. I worked on that executable for hours only to find that only 2 of my changes actually did anything. This mystery file is still being referenced. I tried to reach out what the reference was, but every time I started to, the line would vanish and appear somewhere else. However, the data size being pulled is larger, but now it's starting to form an image of sort. I tried compiling it, but it crashes every time. I'll keep working on that. I finally fell asleep at about 1:30. Absolutely no dreams. Not even a fragment. Very odd for me. But that doesn't come close to what I woke up to. The sheets of my bed have changed. I know I put the other set on. I changed them 2 weeks ago. All my doors and windows are closed and locked. My home security system doesn't show anything wrong, which surprised me greatly because I don't have a home security system. 8:12 a.m. After last night, I called ADT to ask them what was going on with the home security system, as I had never had it before. This came to a surprise to the clerk. He asked for some information that was printed on the system and pulled up my account. I wasn't aware that I had an account. He said that I had one for the last 5 years. An even greater shock. I apologized and told him I'd been having amnesia. He hoped that I felt better soon and apologized. I said it wasn't his fault and hung up. 10:21 p.m. Today has been somewhat productive. I managed to cut access to that mystery file to half of what it was. It took a lot of work, but by placing tight quotas on resources, I've managed it. It's not fixed, but it's a step in the right direction. I'm going to bed early though. Things have been strange recently. I think the rest could do me well. 02 August 3:28 a.m. I had an awful dream and I think I'm cracking. I was dreaming I was in Rose's bed, looking up at her ceiling, and there was a sound building in the back of my head, a clicking sound, tapping in the background and echoing in my head. I felt myself slowly sit up. There was a single door in front of me. I remember there being more doors in her room. On the other side, it was pitch black. As I walked closer, the clicking in my head became louder until it became a fast and continuous pounding in my head. It ached as if it was going to split down the middle. Through the doorway was a short hallway leading to a larger room, nothing like Rose's apartment, where I saw her facing me. Standing in the middle of the room holding a gun to her head. She looked calm, and she was trying to say something to me, but I couldn't hear over the booming clicking in my head. She shot herself. Pieces of skull and brain matter sprayed and scattered across the room and onto my face. I doubled over and I vomited. When I looked back up, she was standing, looking away from me. The blood was still everywhere, and there was puke on my chin. I stumbled to her and tried to turn her around. Her face, her smile had been replaced with what looked like a smile cut out of a bad modeling magazine. But her eyes, they seemed calm at first, but as I kept looking deeper, I felt something greater than madness, a deep well of it, and I'm not sure which was more horrifying, the twisting darkness and horror that looked beyond those eyes, or the calm that was smoothed over them. I shot awake at that point, but I wish I hadn't. My computer was running. It shouldn't have been. I turned on my TV and logged into my account. My background had been changed. It was an image of Rose, a second after she had shot herself in my dream. Written around her in bold, "I'm so sorry." I immediately ran to the bathroom as I felt myself beginning to throw up. I made it just in time. When I looked up, I could see the blood and skull and brain matter on my face. I wiped it and I saw it on my hands. I felt it on my hands. I could smell it. Death? I blacked out. I woke up a couple minutes ago. There was no blood on me and no vomit on the toilet. When I walked over to the computer screen, my background had returned to the image of HAL 9000 again. 11:22 a.m. After last night, I've started going to psychotherapy. My first session today is at 4. I've spent the rest of my morning working on DLL and system reference files for the game. Work doesn't really have me stressed. I just appear to be having psychotic episodes. I don't think anything like this run in my family. At any rate, I've abandoned the concept of doing any work today, and I don't think anyone would blame me for it. 6:34 p.m. The therapist helped a bit, explained how the events that happened when I awoke could have been caused by remnants of various stages of sleep. I still find it odd that I turned on the computer and logged in a sleepwalk state, but it happened. I feel like I should be able to sleep tonight. I have to pick up Rose tomorrow. 3 August 1:31 p.m. I got a text from Rose around 10:20, much earlier than I expected. And, well, I just hope I'm still having that nightmare. When I got to the office, it was completely empty. I looked around for a while inside. Nothing. There was a note on my desk, however, in very large type. "I'm so sorry." It was face down on my desk. The date was stamped 3 August. 10:21 a.m. Just after Rose texted me. I tried calling her phone, but it said it had been disconnected. Then I started contacting my coworkers. I called Bill first. That was the only person I had to call. He told me that the office was closed for today and for the rest of the week. Apparently, late last night, Rose was found in her apartment, dead. A point-blank gunshot to the head. The police said that it must have happened yesterday, around 2:10 in the morning. The angle made it unlikely that it was suicide. It was done like an execution, shot in the back of the head. Bill also said the police had been looking for me, but that I was never at the apartment, which is very strange, because I haven't left in 2 days. Wait, I hear knocking. I'll be back later, hopefully. 11:59 p.m. INSVAL. Actor 01. Return error 01. Ref file not found. Check connection. Checking, checking, checking. Connection reestablished. INSCOM. Actor 01. Return print sum FLINE. 04 August. 6 a.m. I was in a cell. Now I'm home. They were holding me for being uncooperative. I don't have an alibi, and apparently I'm a prime suspect because I've been seen on a date with her. I said it was just a coffee. They said it might be just a motive. I feel like for the past couple days, something has been pulling the strings of my life. I have gaps in time, that I have no memory of doing anything, especially when I'm sleeping. But things are happening. The sheets, the inexplicable security system, the dreams, and that same dream. It's every night now, but the computer monitor changing like that, it's more than I can bear at times. 6:35 a.m. I started reading back over my records of the last couple days. Someone has been tampering with my computer. I'm hoping it wasn't me. It seems like yesterday, after I had been arrested as a suspect in the murder of Rose, something put an entry in. I can't read it though. It's time-stamped like I normally do, but just blank space. I've tried removing the blank space, but the second I hit backspace or delete, word crashes. I've also noticed that the year on my date stamp has become corrupted. It's just a series of symbols, even though I know I typed in. I'm not sure what to make of this. The game executable has also been heavily modified. It says that there have been 946 changes in the executable since the mystery entry last night. I'm installing cameras today to find out who is doing this. 6:01 p.m. I've installed security cameras outside and inside. I have everything under surveillance. I've even hooked into a spare computer that is completely offline. I'm hoping this will keep it from being interfered with. 7:22 p.m. I found a gun in my pantry. A 9mm, just like I saw in the dream. It was wrapped in a white handkerchief. That is now blood red where the gun was wrapped. Did I kill her? I've started writing this on a spare computer with no Wi-Fi card or hardware. I can't risk the police reading this anymore. You killed Rose. 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 05 August 45:39 a.m. I watched them. I watched my tapes from last night. Some of them I had to stop. I saw it fluctuate. Everything. Matter. Time. Everything. The timestamps flutter randomly. The video cuts between segments of the correct time. The only thing that follows chronologically is the typing on my keyboards. The one in my room turned in the middle of the night as I slept, and it started editing the program. Windows flashed on and off the screen, and the keys on my keyboard flew. No sound, though. No, never any sound. The computer that now holds this, my diary, typed in a regular pattern. I had to watch it a couple times to see it. It was regularly typing something very clearly. You killed Rose. I also noticed most disturbingly that for 5 hours, I wasn't in my house, anywhere. I was just gone. I have the strangest feeling in my thoughts. The police are coming. I should go to sleep. 6 August 2:22 p.m. I've killed them, the police. They were asking me to come with them, but I didn't answer. So they came in and I showed them. I showed them the truth, how it all comes together, the code behind reality, and they died. But it's okay. Because they'll go away. The bodies always do. They take up space and nothing is infinite. People say that, but they never understand. Nothing. Nothing is infinite. It goes forever. I'm going to work now. I'll be back later, diary. 11:59 p.m. I put her picture on their computers. Now I know where it came from. I can see it. The formula that is our existence. How puny and meaningless we are. How easily we're replaced. That's why I kill them. We are so fragile. I was foolish to think I control the world with my codes and lines. As how much control does the controlled have? I also know why I'm free. I can touch their code. Now that I can see it, I can change it. It scares them. I see them sometimes. They don't hide in crowds. They watch them, people watchers. Rose knew them too. Thinking back, they were watching us at coffee. That's why she died. They made me kill her. 07 August. They're here. All around my house. I can hear them. I can smell them. They stink. They smell like ammonia and rubbing alcohol. I see their shadows. Time has stopped here. It moves around me, but I stand still. I only guess that it's still August 7th. My mind is fragmenting. It's all Rose's fault. She brought them here. I see only theirs. It's one face. They all took the same now. They don't need to hide. They're here for me. Oh God, they're here for me. They stand at my windows and look in. They knock on my door all the time. I can only think of them. They will break in. They will pour in like the torrent of emptiness. They are empty. They tried to hurt one. I stabbed it. Her? Him? The knife stayed on its side, but it didn't bleed. It just looked at me. Bits of my former sanity slip in and out. Their pull, or whatever they use, has faded. Must keep watch. You must keep watch. They have dark, dark eyes. They dress in dark clothing, not suits, I'm not sure. My mind feels like an oiled and weighted ball. I cannot keep a grasp. They don't smile or speak. They just stare. They have 14 fingers, 7 on each hand. They're pale, too pale, but they look human. I never noticed. I can hear them now. They sound like static. I can't. They're inside. I can't think. They're overwhelming my thoughts. I've locked myself in my bedroom. I can hear buzzing outside. The frame shows no light through it. I apologize for my misspelling, but I can't stop shaking. Autocorrect, don't fail me now. Only enough time for a warning. They change things, small things, when they take notice of you. A pan will move from one counter to another. Small things, things we dismiss, but then we notice, then they notice, then it gets worse. They live off our brainwaves. Those of fear, confusion. They will hunt us all. They will hunt us all. We can't fight them if we don't know them. Think of them. Focus. It will draw their attention, but you can remain sharp. I only wish I knew sooner. I must hide this from them. They don't know our coding well enough to find this. I hope I can remember to put this online. If anyone is reading this, you know about them, so they know about you. Get help and get ready. Reality will begin to change. I was so stupid to think. Yes, you were. Encrypting. 08 August. 6:30 a.m. Good morning, diary. Another ordinary day. Actually, not really. It seems my date stamp is on the fritz. We just started crunch time on our new project at work. We got a new temp employee. She's supposed to stick with us for the rest of the year. Her name is Rose. She has been a huge help. If you have any stories that you would like to see narrated here on the channel, please go into the subreddit and submit them there. The link is in the description. Also, we do have a Discord now. Thank you so much to Creepy Clown Girl for putting it together for us. You can come hang out with me and other narrators and get the party started, get spooky with us. That link is also in the description as well. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to introduce the King of Panic. We have a lot of brand new content coming soon with him in it. He is very talented. He does not have his own channel. He just kind of wants to be a part of this. So if you would like to hear from him once you start and you like his voice, stay tuned here. And as always, thank you for visiting the Panic Room. You have successfully made it to the next portion of your tour. Please stay tuned for your next prompt. Click the like button and subscribe to receive notifications for when the next portion of your tour is ready to join. Thank you for watching. Don't let the panic drown you.